very unlikely for him to take you back. And even if he does take you back, I would move with caution. I would be scared if that man took me back. I don't want to slut shame now, but it's giving Jezebel spirit. It's giving Jezebel spirit. Sorry. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are good and I hope you're well. This is a makeup and gist about the unfortunate discovery of an affair between two well-known content creators and public figures. I hope you guys enjoy. Grab some tea, grab some biscuits, grab a snack, and let's have a little chin wag whilst I do my makeup. There has been an expose of cheating, and this one, I can't lie, my jaw was on the floor. My jaw was on the floor. So you would think that I'm going to talk about a man cheating on a woman because that's what we're used to in society, unfortunately. But it's a woman cheating on not just her man, but her husband. Basically, there is a woman by the name of Rebecca. She's married to a man by the name of Marcel. Marcel has been on Love Island in the past. Unfortunately, I didn't watch the series that he was on. Apparently, she used to be like an IG model. Also, apparently, this is actually fact, but she spent some time for some drug offenses, basically dealing drugs or something, I don't know. Her and Marcel have been married for 2 years. Apparently, Marcel has cheated on his exes in the past. So that's the backstory. So, there's a rapper in America, I don't know his name, but he is well known. And he has a girlfriend, or had a girlfriend, not anymore. He has a girlfriend who was friendly or was an acquaintance of Rebecca. She went on her boyfriend's phone, her boyfriend being the rapper, and found inappropriate text messages between married Rebecca and her boyfriend. Rebecca was sending nude images to somebody else's boyfriend. Bear in mind, as I said, Rebecca is married to Marcel. This doesn't make cheating right in any way or capacity. I'm not saying that because the man was unmarried that it makes his cheating right. I feel like cheating in a boyfriend-girlfriend capacity is most definitely wrong, but cheating in a married capacity is beyond wrong. And not only cheating in a married capacity is beyond wrong, cheating as a woman in a married capacity with a child and a marriage that's not short of 2 years old. So sorry, sweetie, you messed up. You really messed up. These text messages are not from... These text messages were as far as last week, the other day, before it got exposed. So I was shooketh. She was sending this man, who is not her husband, who is the boyfriend of somebody else, and she knows is the boyfriend of somebody else, pictures of herself naked on her marital bed. She was sending him eggplant emojis, and if you're grown enough, you know what an eggplant emoji means. She was flirting basically with him, and they were talking about doing inappropriate things together. I don't know if they've actually done inappropriate things together. I feel like if he was in the UK, she most definitely would have done inappropriate things with him. But what I'm confused about is the man lives in America. Like, my question is just why?
What was the reason? What was the reason?
What was she gaining from doing this? Okay, let's give her the benefit of the doubt and say Marcel was absent emotionally, because that's the main reason why women cheat, right? Even if he was absent emotionally, you should be mature enough to go to your husband and talk to him and explain to him how you feel and how you're not happy with where you guys are in your marriage. Like I said, it's one thing to cheat when you're not married, but it's another thing to cheat when you're married. Why? Because you've made a covenant with God, and not only have you made a covenant with God, you've made a covenant with your spouse and your family members to be faithful, and you've just basically spat in everybody's face by doing this. Yeah, the text messages were very damning. Even if she wanted to lie and say it wasn't her, or there was no way out this lie, it was definitely you, and you were definitely speaking crazy to a man that's not your husband. So how do I feel about the whole thing? As much as I don't want to dig the hole deeper, I can't ignore the fact that this was a very treacherous thing to do. Very, very treacherous thing to do as a married woman. It would have been equally treacherous if it was Marcel cheating on her with another woman. So this is not a gender game. But I do think as a woman, for you to... It's not natural for women to have the urge to find another man, especially if you have one at home, literally from what we see, treating you right, taking you out, you guys seem to be in love, you just got married, everything seems to be going right from what we see. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. But it's not natural for a woman to urge another man's penis. Let's just keep a buck, we're grown. It's not natural. When it comes to men, I'm not excusing their behavior. I'm not saying that it's okay for a man to cheat, but I feel like the nature of a man, it definitely takes a man a lot more self-control and a lot more discipline to control himself with that urge that he gets from wanting to speak to another woman or lay with another woman in that way. Whereas for a woman, this is just me speaking as a woman, if I have a boyfriend or a husband or a man, whatever, I'm not itching for a next man penis. Like, I'm just not. So for her to do that and be talking to that man in the way she was talking to him, I honestly feel like it's testament of her character, which I don't know the lady. I don't know you from anywhere. But if you are willing to jeopardize not just your marriage, your son's view of you, your reputation, your legacy, your lineage, your everything for a man that's not even in the country, like, I just wonder, what were you gaining from it?
What was the reason? What was the reason? What was the reason?
Like, I don't understand it. Yeah, it says a lot about a person's character. It shows that she's, I don't want to slut shame now, but it's giving Jezebel spirit. It's giving a Jezebel spirit. Sorry, because there's no excuse. There's no excuse why you should be that inappropriate with another man that's not your husband. Especially if you have a husband at home. Like, you have everything at home. You have your child, you have a home, you have a husband who seems to be loving you right. I mean, like I said, I don't know this couple from anywhere, but just from looking on their social media, Marcel looks like he is in love with this woman. Literally in love with this woman. The way he treats her, the way he shows her off. Because a lot of men don't like to let you know that they have a wife. He shows his wife off. He lets everybody know, I'm married and this is my woman. So for her to do that, Kai, she really messed up. Really messed up. And if I'm honest with you, babes, I don't think there's a way out. Just consider marriage done. Women, we're more understanding when it comes to infidelity. But like I said, if the same was to happen the other way around and Marcel cheated on her in such a capacity, I think she has every right to consider marriage done as well. Every right. Because adultery is a big sin. Sweetie, it's a big sin, but it just looks even worse when it comes from the woman. As much as we don't want to play gender roles, men and women are not the same. It looks terrible when it comes from a woman, especially a married woman and especially a mother. Like, imagine how your son is going to feel, bless his heart, he's only like 3 years old. When he's older and he gets to find this out, like, your reputation or the way your son looks at you, you ruined it. Like, you ruined it. He's never gonna, I don't want to say he's never gonna respect you, but when he gets to find this out, he's definitely gonna look at you sideways. And it's nobody's fault but yours. Nobody begged you to be talking to one rapper saying how you want to S him in the shower and sending him plant emojis, eggplant emojis, and saying all these inappropriate things, knowing that he has a girlfriend. Like I said, it takes someone of a certain character to do these things. And let's not pretend like what she did is not wrong. It's terrible. It's disgusting. And she has to be held accountable for her actions. Sorry, she just has to. So, rightfully so, since then, Marcel has removed all the pictures of them on his social media. Well, not all, but most of them on his social media. And apparently he's moved out of the family home. It'll be different if this happened if they didn't have a child. Because of the fact that they have a child, I just pray Marcel is wise enough to understand that this is still the mother of his child and he's still expected to be a father to his son, and he should not take any of this out on his child. I hope that he has enough wisdom to move with common sense when it comes to his child and still having a relationship with the child despite how he feels about the mother of his child. I hope the child is well and okay. Just know, Rebecca, I don't know what you're trying to gain. I don't know if you thought you can get away with this. I don't understand. But you have definitely scarred that little boy. Even though he might not know the ins and outs of what's going on now, he would eventually get to find out, and he will definitely have a skewed mindset of you. And not just a skewed mindset of you, but a skewed mindset of women generally. So, and like I said, nobody's to blame but you. You've done this, you made a decision, and you have to sit by it. The whole thing is very disappointing and very sad. And I didn't feel bad for the girlfriend of the rapper as well. Good on her for not exposing the nudes, because that would have been very immature. But I think the way she went about it was justified. Sorry. So it was very justified, because you want to do some crazy stuff behind the scenes. Nothing is a secret in this world. Everything will be exposed. Everything will be exposed. Just make sure that your character offline matches your character online, because people will find things out about you that you think that no one will ever find out. I think it was justified that she came on the internet and exposed her like that. Most women would have gone to her privately and gone to her as a woman, or gone to Marcel. And maybe he might not believe, What she did, sorry, she did it the right way. She called out rubbish for what it was. And there was no lying out of it. There was no make it seem like something it's not. It was clear cut in the messages that you're married to a Jezebel, basically. Sorry. So sorry about it. So sorry about it. We have to hold each other accountable for rubbish. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I'm going to excuse the behavior. Oh, I don't know what she was going through. Oh, you know, maybe. No. There's no maybe. There's no nothing. Even if you were going through some hard times in your relationship, you should have had enough character about you to go to your husband and say, I'm feeling like this and I don't like it. Let's go to some marriage counseling. Let's do some therapy. Let's do something. You should never have been talking to another man. Never. And it even makes me question, if you're doing this for a man that's overseas, you're never going to see, or it's highly unlikely that, you know, you guys would have a physical relationship because he's abroad. Who's to say? Let's be honest, yeah. Who's to say you weren't messing around with the neighbor? Who's to say you weren't messing around with the postman? You know, it's giving... The character is not matching. If you're willing to talk to a next woman's man in that kind of way, knowing full well the man is in a relationship, and knowing full well he also has kids, young children, your character is skewed. It says a lot about you. So this might be the tip of the iceberg. She might actually be having sex with the postman or the freaking builder when Marcel's not home, because that kind of character matches what we saw in the text messages. And then to add fuel to the fire, you now came on Instagram and to apologize, which was noble. The same way your husband was embarrassed publicly, you should definitely publicly apologize to your husband, because what you did was trifling. But then the apology was so, oh my goodness. Honestly, when I saw it, I just kissed my teeth, because what? My girl said, she said something along the lines of, it's always been you, it would always be you, it's undoubtedly you, unequivocally you. I said, sweetie, log off. Sweetie, log off, because you're just talking nonsense right now. What she should have said online, I'm sure her and Marcel have had conversations, obviously, but what she should have said for the online public and for Marcel, I've seen what's come out about me. You should even use the word unequivocally in this scenario. I was unequivocally wrong and I behaved disgustingly. I have not only disappointed myself, I've disappointed my family, I've disappointed my son, I've disappointed the people who love and care for me. I apologize to Marcel, my husband, for doing this. I hope that we can work something out to fix this. Something like that, right? What you shouldn't have said is, it's always going to be you, it's always you till I die. Shut up. That's manipulative in my opinion, because you're making it seem like, oh, you can't do that. But it wasn't him when you were texting the next man. It wasn't him when you were opening your nyash and sending pictures to somebody else's boyfriend. It wasn't as a married woman, as a mother. It wasn't him then. So stop saying, oh yes, it was you, Because really and truly, if she didn't get caught, God knows how long this whole thing has been going on for, but if she didn't get caught, you would have carried on talking to somebody else's man. So that apology, it's not for me to believe, but it came across very disingenuous. I think she should apologize on the internet by just saying something quick and easy like, I've disgraced myself and many others, and I'm very apologetic for what I did. I take full accountability for the disgrace that I brought on my family, and we're working on things offline, basically. Something along those lines would have sufficed. And I think you guys definitely need therapy if you're not already getting therapy, and you have a lot of work to do when it comes to yourself. I think you need your own counseling and therapy. You need a pastor, first of all. You need some kind of religious mentor to help you. Deep down, there must have been a reason why you thought that this was okay behavior and that you could get away with it. There must be, because to me it's insane for women to behave in such a way. I feel like as women, as much as yes, society has changed and things like that, we're still expected to hold a certain amount of grace and dignity about ourselves as women that for most comes naturally, but sometimes, you know, life gets in the way of things, and you know, people experience things in life that they necessarily shouldn't have experienced as children, which causes them to behave a certain way. But for the most part, women, we have dignity and we have pride and we have good characters, as opposed to men who have to consciously work on those things. For us, it just comes natural. So being that you didn't see anything wrong with this when you were doing it, or you just didn't acknowledge the wrong in it when you were doing it, that is very questionable. And yeah, it definitely is a character trait that needs therapy. I really feel bad for this whole situation. It's definitely not something that I'm happy about, because their family looked, you know, to the outside, it looks beautiful. It is a beautiful family, you know. You just got married, you have a child, your husband is in love with you, or you're in love with each other, seem to be happy, and then it hasn't even been 5 years into the marriage. The first 5 years are definitely testing years, but it hasn't even been 3 years into the marriage, and then you go and cheat on your husband. That's crazy to me, crazy. This sort of thing happens like 25 years in, or I don't know, 10 years in or something, but year 2? I don't even think you even made it to year 2. Year 1.5, and you're cheating on your man? Something is wrong somewhere. Something is wrong somewhere. Also, I hope for Marcel's sake that he's able to move past this in a mature way that doesn't have people questioning his character from how he reacted to somebody else's behavior. As much as this is very, very hurtful for him, I just hope he's able to deal with it maturely, not just for himself, but for the sake of his family and his son. Unfortunately, Rebecca, I just feel like she just messed herself up. Like, you literally have what most women dream of: a husband, a loving husband at that, a home, a child. Most women dream of that, and not a lot of women can find men that have noble characters about them, that look after their families, that show up as a man, that show them off, that are proud of their family. Not a lot of women can say that. So for you to have that and then ruin it with your own bare hands, child, either she was cheating on him while they were actually in a relationship before they were even married, or I don't know, something is not right. That's all I know. Something is not right. I hope that younger women can see this and learn from this and not repeat the behavior, because not only have you made yourself, your family look funny, you've also made women look crazy as well, because some men are looking at this is their I told you so. This is their look. Women aren't any good. Women cheat as well. It just looks bad. It looks bad on everyone. And that's not to say, you know, I should bully the girl and just, I'm not trying to make things worse for her, but I have to be honest and say it how it is. Because if this was my friend, I'll tell you the same way. You really messed up. You really messed up. There's not going to be any trying to make you feel good about your actions. You messed up, and you shouldn't have. Not a lot of men are going to take back a cheating wife. It's just not, it's not in their nature. It's very unlikely for him to take you back. And even if he does take you back, I would move with caution. I would be scared if that man took me back. Because he's probably taking you back to get his lick back. He's taking you back because it's revenge time, and he's gonna do way worse to you than what you think. So if he's saying, I want a divorce, I want to break this up, I'll gingerly walk away, because I would be scared for my life if that man says, yeah, let's work through this. The most that will probably happen for the sake of the son is you guys will have a friendly and cordial relationship for the sake of the son. But anything romantic, consider it done. Most men wouldn't take a woman back who has done such. So not only have you messed up for yourself, you've messed up for your son, how your future kids are going to see you. And not just that, it's very unlikely for you to now move on with a new partner or a new person, because unfortunately for you, you're a public figure. So they're going to see the fact that you cheated on your husband, not even just your boyfriend, on your husband, and you broke your vows whilst being a mother. Like I said, it's going to say a lot about your character. And as a woman, it's going to be very, very hard for you to find another man of good character who, knowing this about you, would still want to pursue a relationship, let alone a marriage with you. The only man that would still want to pursue a relationship or marriage with you, knowing the fact that you cheated on your husband in year 1.5 of your marriage, is one that's not of good character. If you do end up going with a guy that's not of good character, then you're most likely going to have the same thing that you did happen to you, and it's going to burn. It's going to burn hard. So all in all, you should have never done it. You should have never have done it. You should have stayed your happy ass in your marital bed with your husband, who was treating you right and who didn't seem to have done anything to justify you cheating on him. Not that anything in marriage can justify cheating anyway, but all in all, what you did was dead wrong and there's no coming from it. I think it's good that you apologize and it's good that you took accountability, but just know that the marriage is done. And I think for your own sake, you should also not try and consider getting back or trying to fix the marriage because it's finished. You ruined it with your bare hands. It's done. And if he does get back with you, it's because he's trying to get his revenge on you. And I would tread very lightly because men are dangerous people. So you have to be very, very careful, knowing that you did what you did and he's still willing to forgive you. If so, then Marcel's a good guy, but I highly doubt. I doubt that he would want anyone to know that he got publicly embarrassed and has still taken back the woman that publicly embarrassed him. I very much doubt. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the whole Marcel Rebecca situation. Take home is work on yourself before getting married, because things that you don't think will come up in marriage will come up, and things that you're dealing with as a single person that you haven't got a hold of, in this situation being lust, will definitely come up in marriage. So you need to get a hold of your self-control, you need to get a hold of your discipline, you need to get a hold of your mindset, everything before you get married. It's a lifelong commitment and you owe it to yourself, and not just you, your family, God, to honor your commitment. I hope that this would be a learning curve for Rebecca, and I hope that they're able to work through this as a family for the sake of their son. And I hope that God restores the joy back in all of their lives. Yeah, I was going to say that I hope that people actually learn from this situation, and it highlights the importance of having a relationship with God. Because to me, I'm not perfect. I'm not holier than thou. There's things that I struggle with. There's things that I do that I'm not proud of. There's things that I've done that I'm not proud of. But am I working on myself every day? Yes. Am I working to develop myself? So when I do get to the point in my life where I'm ready to be settled down, I'm whole in every sense of the word. I'm whole emotionally, I'm whole spiritually, I'm whole as a person. Because being a mother is a very big responsibility. Being a wife is a very big responsibility. And you have to know yourself completely. And you have to get yourself together for the sake of your family and that other person that you've made a commitment to. So when it comes to your life as a single person, which is me right now, I'm trying to work on everything to not make myself perfect, but to make sure that I'm ready and equipped for this lifelong commitment that I've put myself into. And no, we're not all perfect. Yes, we are always going to make mistakes in life. We should definitely strive for better. So this is not me saying I'm the perfect queen and my life is so fantastic and I don't make mistakes. I make plenty. Plenty of questionable mistakes and choices, but you have to learn from each experience. You have to learn for each mistake that you make in your life. Anywho, let me quickly do these edges off camera and then I'll come and close out the video. So see you guys in a second. Okay guys, so we're done getting ready. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you do like this style of video, make sure you check out my other makeup and gist videos, or the few that I have put back on public. Definitely leave your comments down below. Let's have a little chinwag, let's talk. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys soon in another one. Bye guys. Mwah.